Hey, Sam here, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a calves workout. It was going to be legs, but these legs need a little bit of rest after that last leg day that I posted a couple of days ago. Then I can add an extra day of rest in for those by just plugging in calves today. So that's what I'm doing today, all being well, legs tomorrow. I'm going to show you a few exercises you probably won't have seen before, maybe a superset that you haven't seen, a way of getting a lot of blood flow into the calves and a better pump. So stick with it and you'll see some different calves exercises you may not have tried before. And this should fit really well for me because I've got to retain a bit of energy for tonight. Because tonight I'm going to see a tribute to Slayer. So I'm hoping that there's someone else watching this that's also into metal. If you are, let me know in the comments. That's what I'd always train to when I'm listening to my own music and not whatever's on in here. Always has been. And doing these videos, I'm having to sort of let go of that, but I'm getting my dose tonight by seeing a Slayer tribute show, and it's probably going to be better that I haven't destroyed legs today. Even though they need the rest, I'm going to do calves instead. That'll plug in nicely. I'm just going to finish my coffee, get ready to go as it's quite early morning. Then I've got another gym visit this afternoon over in Tottenham, most likely, helping someone out with a men's physique contest and going to be looking at some of the exercises for back. So it's going to be a busy day, looking forward to tonight, and I hope you like the workout. Catch you in a sec. I'm going to start today with the donkey calf raises machine. This particular model is by Nitram. I've found it really good. There's a few different views about the purpose and benefits of this versus standing calf raises. Some people believe that it can activate the hamstrings slightly more. Some people think that it's more effective for the calves in general. And some people even think that it's better for going heavy than standing calf raises because it doesn't cause as much spinal compression as something resting on your shoulders pushing all the way through. So I haven't really felt these differences myself, if I'm honest, but I'm going to do it a little bit heavier today. So I've loaded it up a bit heavier than last time. I'll stand in here like this and get set up for set one. And that went pretty nicely, so I can even increase that a few more notches for my second set here. It's just a little bit more awkward to get set up and started off in. Now check my toes on the platform first for this set. There we go. Going again on this weight suits me fine. Just set up carefully again. Some people think that if you point the toes in a little bit like this, like braking on some skis, that it's going to be more the outer head of the gastrocnemius that gets activated, and then if you turn them outwards like this, it's more the inner head. It's kind of hard to feel. I kind of feel like I can feel it most evenly if I'm pressing evenly through like all of my toes. And if I'm pressing more through just my big toe, then it's more just the inner. That's what it feels like to me anyway. I'll tackle the last set now. You see how I get into this thing by moving the pad up. First, sliding sideways, then get the feet set up on the block, then get my grip on my arms proper, then look in my mirror that the pad's the right place on my hips and lower back, then straighten the knees and stand up into it so legs straight, and then execute. We'll move on to something else now. This session, I'm doing the exercises focused on the gastrocnemius first, and then finish on something more targeting the soleus, like the seated calf raises. We'll come on to all that. It's going to be a pretty comprehensive coverage here. Next up, we've got the calf raises on the linear hack press. So this is not strictly what this machine is designed for. It's designed for a hack squat where you've got the weight resting against your hips rather than up on your shoulders. But if you put your feet on the very bottom of the platform, as I like to do, you can do calf raises on it. And I've found for this particular machine and method, it's most convenient for getting the real stretch at the bottom of the movement, the calf raise. So I've been enjoying including it lately, and I've been going a little bit heavier with it as well. At the start of the exercise, I like to just reach down and touch up and feel the calves working, and then leave it for the rest of the set. I'm really getting the stretch here. Set 2, I'll show you a different angle so you can see more clearly where my feet are going here. Set 3. Little shuffle into position. And the final set on here before we move on to something else. Just make sure they're even before commencing the set. I do make a conscious effort to really try and train calves as hard as everything else, because it can so easily become an afterthought. In a way, we just don't really concentrate on calves compared to like chest and arms and such like, but I think it really does make the physique look complete if the calves are really well developed and a good size in proportion to the thighs. I was going to do the calf raises on the horizontal leg press next, but it's in use. It's really nice to see someone's actually doing the calf raises on it, because I think it's such a great exercise. But rather than waiting around, I think I grabbed this because it's free. Usually in my workouts I try to just adapt to what's available with all the different exercises that I know and keep the workout moving. So I'm going to do this first, the seated calf raise, which focuses more on the soleus. Didn't know, the soleus is the flat kind of piece of muscle that runs underneath the gastrocnemius all the way down to the ankle, and I actually think it was named after the sole, after the fish, because it's kind of shaped like that fish. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. It's a totally pointless piece of information, but sometimes I feel like padding this out a little bit, because just training, just doing the exercises has kind of been done to death. So where I'm not explaining something or why I'm not doing something, I tend to just talk absolute rubbish. And that's filled up the time before set 2, so let's do set 2. So to fill the time during that little rest there, I actually looked it up, and I was wrong. It's nothing to do with the fish. That's me talking absolute rubbish. It's according to Wikipedia, the soleus muscle is named. The name is derived from the Latin word solea, means sandal. So I guess it's like the sole of a sandal. Or, yeah, it's not a fish. It's a sandal. So now you know. Set 3. Here we go. I think I'm just biased thinking about fish because I eat so many of them. That's still a post-workout meal, but I switched the white fish to the sea bass, and it's a lot more flavoursome. I actually did a couple of weeks run cutting down, only eating fish. So I had a kilo of sea bass and a kilo of salmon per day for a couple of weeks, and yeah, that phase of getting shredded, that contest, that was back in 2002. It actually works really well. So there's definitely a place for the fish, just not in the name of this exercise. Final set now. I'm going to get them out now. It's only fair if I'm saying this is how you train calves. So this is what's going on with the calves at the minute, and they are progressing. I was going to show you the leg press, horizontal leg press calf raises, but it's still busy down there, so I'm going to do standing for a change. And we can always look at something more interesting in those supersets next time. So I'm just being careful to put my pads on my shoulders so that they don't get scratched up by the machine. And we'll jump in for set 1 here. I really enjoy stretching them in between sets. I'll do one more on here and call it a day. I'm really happy with that. That was a good session. I definitely wasn't ready for legs after all those hack squats on the last leg day and recovering from that. And it won't be wise for later either, as I'm going to be on my feet all night. And I'm really looking forward to this show. I don't know if anyone else is listening to a lot of metal, but some of my friends who go to the gym listen to metal, just like not the kind that I would listen to. I like all the traditional stuff or the extreme stuff. So on the old school traditional stuff, I've listened to like Black Sabbath or Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, all that kind of thing. But I really got into death metal mainly because of like Slayer and Sepultura, and then moved into like Morbid Angel, and just love extreme music. So it's going to be a Slayer tribute tonight, and then in a couple of months I get to see Suffocation live, one of my absolute favourite bands, and one of my favourite bands to listen to while I'm training. Stuff like Suffocation, Effigy of the Forgotten, or Despise the Sun EP. It's just like proper death metal to listen to while training, and that's what I really enjoy. Probably a lot of this makes no sense to you listening there, so let me know if you like the metal. I'll maybe talk about it again, but that's like one of my other main interests, as well as the whole gym thing. But they go together so well. I don't know why you would listen to anything else when you're training. That was good for a calves workout. I think it was pretty comprehensive. As I say, I would have liked to have done the horizontal leg press calf raises. You get better blood flow in and out of your calves when you're sat there, as opposed to standing up, and the calves, you know, being all that distance away from your heart and against gravity to get the blood flow in and out of there. You just get this amazing pump when you do it with the horizontal leg press. So I would have liked that, but I do it so regularly that I'll just do it another time, and I've kept the workout moving there. Went a little bit heavier on the donkey calf raises, but I don't feel them as that different to standing calf raises, to be honest. Something maybe you could try and see if you feel it more in the hamstrings a little bit as well, like they say, or whether you can go heavier because you haven't got that axial loading going on. But a lot of the variety that I do is just to stimulate me, because I've been training for 20 years. It's sometimes, you know, would be very, very monotonous to do exactly the same routine, and so I keep it switching around to keep it interesting for me. And if I stall on progression with one exercise, I'll like switch it for another similar one, make progression there, and then when I go back to the old exercise, sometimes find that has helped me like bust through, and so they all kind of get switched in and out of the rotation. But I think it suits the videos quite well, because you'll get to see all different exercises that you may not have seen before, and I've got access to these great gyms where there's so much available that you wouldn't see everywhere, so it'll maybe give you a little bit of an insight into what's out there. I want to As I was saying before, like a lot of workout videos have been done to death, but I want to make this kind of unique in the amount of variety that I'm showing with what I've got access to and some of the experiences that I've had with competing in different kinds of bodybuilding. So I used to compete in UK DFBA, the natural stuff, a few years ago, and then I've moved on and competed in PCA and Two Bros, which is the NPC affiliate over here in the UK. So I've got experience of both sides of competition with bodybuilding. I've got a lot of experience with the circuit of conferences with nutrition. I've met quite a lot of the authors that have written some of the best books on nutrition while I've been going to a lot of conferences like that, and I sort of want to inject that experience and knowledge into the videos as we progress with this channel. Because, yeah, it's just this whole thing of training's been done to death. I know that the videos are more popular if you see me in the gym, and it cuts between different things. There's more action going on, so it's better to watch. But training's just one part of bodybuilding. You know, it's the synergy of training, nutrition, rest and recovery, and hormones and other bits and bobs that, you know, all put together creates the end result. So I sort of feel like if it's just training, it's great and it is better to watch, but it doesn't inform in the whole of it. So what I am going to bring in as we progress with the channel is the workouts, but then put another topic in and talk about it, and that topic will be anything to do with you know, hormones, PEDs, safety, nutrition, diets, cutting, measuring techniques, improving sleep, all this kind of thing. And there's so much that I've experienced and been working on that I can bring to the table with putting all of that in and bringing it all together, you see. I mean, even sleep I'm working on at the moment. As I mentioned a few days ago, I've done that sleep study and await the results on it, and I can really improve my sleep, and that will feed into my progress as well. And if I can share all of this, I feel like it'll be a little bit more unique than just training. But, you know, I can make the main format of it around the training, because I'm in here almost every day, or a similar gym, and training is the heart and soul of bodybuilding. I still do love training. It still is the highlight of my day. But this is my vision of bringing it all together, and I hope that's interesting to you, and I hope you've had a good weekend. If all of that does sound interesting to you, please do consider subscribing or sharing some of my videos with your gym friends, and I look forward to producing the next video for you all. Take care. Cheers.